Okay, good morning, students. This is K. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of EEE, Chevron Engineering College, Lecturer 28, Unit 3, Magnetostatics and Ampere's Law. Topic, Magnetic Field Intensity due to a straight current carrying filament. So, in this video lecture, I would like to discuss about the determination of magnetic field intensity due to a straight current conductor. In the previous class, we discussed about what is the difference between electrostatic and magnetostatic, and what are the basic law, that is Biot-Savart law. So with the help of Biot-Savart law, we have to here find the magnetic field intensity due to a straight current conductor. So here it is the straight current carrying conductor. So in this straight current carrying conductor, that means here through this conductor, a current I is passed through it. Now we have to find the magnetic field intensity, that is B bar value at the point P. As we already discussed in the Oersted experiment, whenever a conductor carrying current around the conductor, a magnetic field is developed. So here it is the current carrying conductor. So whenever a current is passed through it, around the conductor, a magnetic field is developed. So that's why around the conductor here, we have to take a point P, which is at a distance A from point Q. So here we have to take a smallest length on the conductor. Let it be DL. Here, the distance between the point P and to the smallest length DL is taken as R, small r, and Q is a point on the conductor which is at a distance small a from the point P. For the determination of magnetic field in a straight conductor, here we have to draw a perpendicular, that is a perpendicular drawn onto the AP, which is BD. Now here, alpha is the angle between BP and QP lines, and D alpha is the angle between this smallest length, that is AB, and for the triangle APB, this is the smallest angle D alpha. So the final, we have to find the magnetic field intensity at the point P. So once again here I repeated, let a straight wire be considered whose magnetic field is to be determined at certain point P, which is nearby conductor at a distance of A. Let a small portion on the conductor taken as a length of DL And this DL is at a distance R from the point P. So we have to calculate the magnetic field intensity at the point P due to this small length. So the expression for the magnetic field intensity at the point P due to this small length, we have to written as dB is equal to K ideal sine theta by R square. This is the expression we have to taken from Biot-Savart's law, which is discussed in the last class. So that is the expression for the magnetic field intensity at the point P, which is at a distance R from the current carrying wire. So this expression we have already discussed in the last class. So by using this expression, we have to find the magnetic field intensity. This is the magnetic field intensity at this point P due to this current carrying conductor. So once again here I repeat what are the these terms clearly. dB is the smallest magnetic field intensity or magnetic flux density. K is a constant which is equivalent to mu by or mu naught by 4 pi. I is the current passed through the current conductor, and dl is the smallest length. Theta is the angle made by the dl length and to the distance vector. Here r is the distance between the point to smallest length dl. So it is a clearly expression we have to taken from Biot-Savart's law. That means today topic is clearly one of the application of Biot-Savart law. Whenever in exam point of view, they ask, write one of the application of Biot-Savart law, simply you have to take this application, that is determination of magnetic field intensity due to a straight conductor. Okay, now we have to find the values of these with the help of this figure. Now, this magnetic field is due to hole wire. This magnetic field due to hole wire is found by adding all the magnetic field due to all these dBs. That means here we have to take only a smallest length. So corresponding magnetic field is also smallest. So to determine the total length, that means we have to take the total length as considered. Then that what is the total magnetic field is obtained simply by integration. So here to calculate the values of these factors, we have to take a perpendicular. So here it is the perpendicular BD which is drawn on AP. And also we discussed that alpha is the angle CPQ. If APP, that is D alpha, it is alpha BPQ, and D alpha is the smallest angle. which are making with the smallest length dl. So here it is the smallest length. So d alpha is the angle made with this length. So it is clearly from the figure. Now, if dl is very small, so this is the dl. If dl is very small, then points A and C are lie very close to each other. Therefore, BAD, so here B, A and D, so this is the BAD, and BCP, BCP angles are equivalent to theta. That means we have to imagine this A as at the position of C, then automatically the angle at A is equal to angle at C. So here angle BAD means the angle at A. It is clear the angle at A is theta. Here angle BCP means the angle is at C is also theta. So why the angles at A and C are equivalent to theta? Because as we assume the DL value is very small, then A and are in the same position or equivalent. Then what is the angle at C? We have to take in the angle at A is also same. So the main condition is as DL is very small, their points at A and C are very close to each other. Simply the angles at A and C are equivalent to theta. And next, in the triangle ABD, this is the triangle ABD. ABD. So from this triangle ABD, the triangle sine of BAD. So here it is the theta. So sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite side is BD, hypotenuse is AB. So sine theta. So here sine theta or sine BAD, both are same. So we have to here apply sine for this theta angle. So sine theta is equal to opposite side, that is BD. This is the hypotenuse. Why? Because here we draw a perpendicular, that is at D it is a 90 degrees. So the opposite side of perpendicular is called hypotenuse. So you have to don't take a straight line as a hypotenuse. So sine BAD, that means the angle at A is taken as theta. So sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. It is clear. And next, so sine theta is equal to BD by AB. By cross multiplying, AB sine theta is equal to BD. Now we have already taken as AB is the length of the conductor, the smallest length of the conductor, which will be equal to DL. So AB value we have to substitute here DL. So it is clear. DL sine theta is equal to BD. DL sine theta is equal to BD. Let it be equation 1. Similarly, we have to take triangle BDP. It is clearly in figure BDP. Now, sine of D alpha. So again, sine of D alpha means opposite side by, this is the opposite side, and hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse. So opposite side is BD. The hypotenuse for this triangle is BP. So sine D alpha is equal to BD by BP. BD by BP. Right. Since DL is very small, B and C also lie close to each other. So you have to imagine that B and C are also at the same point. Then the length or the distance between this DL element to P is taken as R. So BP value or CP value both are equivalent to small r. Once again here I repeat, since DL is very small, then B and C are lies too close to each other. So automatically the BP value and CP value both of you equal, and this equivalent value is equal to small r. So similarly, as the angle d alpha, actually the meaning of ds, dv, dl, dq, d alpha, whatever it may be, the meaning of differential element means the smallest value. So here the angle d alpha is also a very small. For example, if we have to take the d alpha value as a 0 degrees, then sine 0 value is equivalent to 0. In the similar manner, here we have to apply the same condition for d alpha also. As d alpha value is very small, then sine d alpha value is equivalent to d alpha. So here sine d alpha is equal to BD by BP. So simply replace the sine d alpha value by d alpha. Then d alpha value is equal to BD by BP. As we already discussed, BP value and CP value both are equal and they equal to small r. So here we substitute the small r value. So d alpha is equal to BD by R. Now cross multiply it. So by cross multiplying, R d alpha is equal to BD. R d alpha is equal to BD. Okay. We have find equation 1. BD is equal to DL sine theta. Here BD value is equal to R d alpha. That means both BD values are equivalent here. That means equation 1 and equation 2 are equivalent here. DL sine theta is equal to R d alpha. Now, once again here we write the Biot-Savart's law, that is the expression for the dB. So the Biot-Savart's law expression dB is equal to Ki dl sine theta by R square. So from this figure, it is clear that the value of dl sine theta is equivalent to R d alpha. That means in this expression, we have to replace the dl sine theta value by R d alpha. Then dB is equal to Ki R d alpha by r square. So here r and the denominator there is an r square. So by simple cancellation of r and r, so the dB value is equal to Ki d alpha by r. But still here we find only the smallest magnetic field correspond to smallest length only. Then what about the total magnetic field intensity at the point P due to total this length? So we have apply integration on both sides. That will already be discussed in starting. Now, for that integration, before integration here, we have to take another triangle C, P, Q. This is the CPQ triangle. So the angle between CP and QP is alpha. So cos alpha formula is adjacent side by, that is PQ, divided by hypotenuse, that is CP. So cos alpha is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse, QP by CP. So QP value is A, CP value is R. Now cross multiply A, that is cos alpha by A is equal to 1 by R. So by simply replace the here 1 by R by cos alpha by A. So this is the expression for the total magnetic field in terms of alpha and A. So to find the total magnetic field by taking the total length, simply it is obtained by integration. So integral dB d alpha is equal to integral Ki cos alpha by A d alpha. So first of all, what is alpha? So this is the alpha. So alpha is the angle. That means alpha and alpha is varies with alpha 1 and alpha 2 values. What are the alpha 1 and alpha 2 values means? For example, so this is the point P and it is the smallest length DL. So this is the bottom of the length and it is the top of the length. So here this is alpha 1 and it is taken as a alpha 2 values. So that is the clear from alpha is varies from alpha 1 to alpha 2. So that is the meaning. Okay. So whenever we apply integration, we have to know the limit values. So it is clear that the limit of alphas are alpha 1 and alpha 2. So what is alpha 1? Alpha 1 is the angle made lower tip of the conductor at P. And similarly, alpha 2 is the angle made by upper tip of the conductor. Okay. So here the integral and dB values are cancelled. So finally, the integral dB becomes to B. Here K is constant, that is mu naught by 4 pi. I is constant current, that is constant value. A is the distance between the point and to the conductor, that is also constant. So simply here K, I and A are clearly constant. Just they write the before the integration. So we have to integrate only cos alpha by cos alpha d alpha with the limits alpha 1 to alpha 2. Now integration cos alpha is sin alpha, and now applying limits alpha 1 and alpha 2. So that is B value is equivalent to Ki by A by applying limits sin alpha 2 minus sin alpha 1. So this is the expression for the magnetic field at a certain point due to straight conductor of finite length at a distance A such that the angles made by the point to the length, that is at the two ends, are taken as a alpha 1 and alpha 2. So here a special case in this application is, in most of the cases the wires are very long compared to distance of the point of observation from the wire. In such a cases, the angle will be taken as 90 degrees at both ends. So here this is the expression for the magnetic field intensity of a current carrying conductor or a straight current carrying conductor. Now substitute the 90 degrees value here, sin alpha 2 and sin alpha 1. So that is sin pi by 2 minus sin of minus pi by 2. So here sin pi by 2 value is 1. Sin of minus theta value is taken as a minus sin theta. So minus minus plus. So 1 plus 1, 2. So magnetic field intensity for a conductor B is equal to 2 Ki. Here K value is equivalent to mu naught by 4 pi. By cancellation, the magnetic field intensity B value is equivalent to mu naught I by 2 pi A. So this is the expression for the magnetic field intensity of the straight current carrying conductor. Okay. So in the next session, we discuss about the magnetic field intensity of the different cases, that is for a coaxial cable, for a square loop, for a circular conductor, like that. So these are all belongs to the applications of Biot-Savart's law. Okay.